Y'all done it again. You're saying stuff that's getting under my skin. And I'm like, is it me? Or are they clowning, really? I mean, really clowning. Like, I'm in full clown mania at this point. Hey guys, thanks so much for clicking on the video. This is my review for Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. Child, listen, these folks, I'm trying to stay away from all the colorism stuff. But the more you try to stay away from it, it just resurfaces. And you're like, are you serious right now? Like, are you listening to yourself with the things that are coming out of your mouth? Or are you just talking? The camera's running and you just talking. I mean, I know the feeling. I do it. To turn the camera on and just start babbling on. Then I'm responsible for whatever comes out my mouth. But I got some semblance of good sense that I really do mean what I'm saying. I'm not going for you don't mean what you say. So anyway, let's get into this mess. This is season 1, episode 4. Of Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. Still enjoying it. Listen, we go right back to the party. Okay? Meredith and Jen. Jen is completely drunked up. That's and speaking, I'm not even colorism. She wasn't white girl wasted. She wasn't. She was what we call drunked the hell up. She was all drunked up, child. And Meredith said, she wanted to basically save her the embarrassment. Because she literally is thinking that this whole thing is about the situation between her and Mary. And wanting Meredith to choose sides. And it's not about that at all. It's not about the Mary thing at all. It's really about Meredith's kids thinking that you are basically, for lack of better words, an ain't shit bitch. Sorry. But that's it. That's what her daughter and her son think. So, like, to save her the embarrassment, she didn't really want to say that to her, so she's just kind of going along with it. Just this whole thing, it was really, really weird. It was really weird. Really weird. Meredith told her she was just going to just leave it alone. She's going to leave it alone. Things kept getting worse and worse until Meredith ended up actually leaving. She actually ended up leaving. And was upset. Girlie was going off at this point and start hollering across the party and messed around and called Mary Grandpa. So everybody at this point was like, oh, okay, all right. Child, a whole mess. So she called her a grandpa, mother. She told Meredith, I only accepted an apology from you because it was your birthday. Basically, she's using that as a weapon. She's using that as a weapon against her. Then she would call her weird ass Mary Cosby. She just kept like saying these things. I was like, it was crazy. And everybody was getting very uncomfortable. People were leaving. She's all drunked up. She staggered her drunk ass out there with that badass dress on. And then, wait, I'm laughing at Heather. Because Heather's big old ass wasn't worried about nothing but her order for her burger and her wings. Because Heather kept saying, I ain't going over there and getting in that. I just ain't messing with that. I just don't feel like her screaming and yelling at me. And then they got to a point where they were like, well, we're scared not to go over and say something. Whitney and Heather, we're scared not to go say something because then she might snap out on us and say we're not being friends to. All that, anybody got to go through all that. Like, if it's too much hassle, I couldn't dare, like, be bothered with Jen. Like, all of that just to maintain friendship with you, the hell with you. That's too much. That's too involved. Anyway, she ended up getting all screaming and yelling. Her husband ended up coming to get her. Heather is like baby talking her and all this, and puts her in the car and tells her, your man is here, you know, go ahead, take her home, take her home. We love you, we love you. Girl, bye. Get on out of here. She was really ridiculous. And of course, you know, people who behave this way, they always have excuses. And she did. Later on, it all was a cry and an excuse of the fact that her father died a year ago and blase, blah, 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 blah. Now, all of that is sad. But girl, this behavior, just get out of here. It's ridiculous. It's attention seeking, it's draining, and it's a whole lot. It's a whole, and Mary's a whole lot. I mean, what Mary did was out of order. But, okay, so you and Mary don't get along. But you ain't dealing with Mary no more. You shouldn't be. But you said you accepted her apology too. And then you back off on some other old stuff. It's too much. Jen's a whole lot. She's a whole lot. And her little statements was making me irritated a little later. We're going to talk about it. Let's talk about this Meredith and Lisa. Because Lisa's another one. Everything Whitney says about Lisa is absolutely true. Lisa loves Lisa. Lisa loves to talk about herself. She is a true live narcissist. Everything goes back to Lisa. To the point where you be like, and everybody around her knows it. Like, they know it. And they acknowledge that everything goes back to Lisa. And they're like, she drains them. But they're her friends. And they just deal with it. But, Miss Lisa, girl, sit down. Anyway, they went to this gallery looking for items. And she kept going through, can I touch? Can I touch? Can I touch? I wanted to smack her in her head so bad. There were signs all over that said you can't touch. You can't touch. Can I touch? Can I touch? Weird. Weird, weird, weird. Anyway, so Meredith ends up telling her about her separation. And her and Seth in the separation. And, you know, basically how they're handling it. They're basically dating each other. But for the most part, they're separated and they're trying to get things back on track. And then now what I saw, that's the first time I saw some genuine emotion from her, because I believe that she was genuinely sad about the fact that they, you know, were separating, and, you know, separation could end in divorce. Now, I think that had to do with her Mormon part. I think that has to do with her spirituality and her raising, that you got genuine sadness out of her at that point. So I was like, okay, Lisa. And you know what? Not that I want to see you be sad, but it was good to see just something genuine from her, and that you're not just always on some shit. It's like, girl, that was a lot. But anyway, she even was in her, when I thought it was genuine, because even when she talked about it later in her confessional, she got sad and she started crying again. I think that was genuine, y'all. I really do. Anyway, let's move on. Mary ended up meeting with Lisa right away. They don't like Mary. They don't like Mary. Mary calls me, baby, you are the clown of the show, just so you know. You are the whole dressed up clown, big red wig, big red shoes, the big red nose, and all of that. Baby, you are a clown. You're the clown of the group, just so you know. Lisa comes into the house, and she said that the house, first thing, she's like, girl, you still celebrate Christmas? I ain't saying nothing, because listen, if I come to your house and it's like January 15th and you still got Christmas decorations up, trust me, in the back of my head, I am reading you for filth. And you should be read, because you're trifling. You're trifling. Well, if it's not something else religious and you just regularly celebrate Christmas like me, Mary, because you celebrate regular Christmas, It's over on the 25th. On the 25th, that's it. Now, I'm going to give you till the 2nd. Because you might be having a holiday party and all of that. You want to just roll it through to New Year's. But January 2nd, bitch, that need to come down. Period. And if I wouldn't, whenever I walk in somebody's house, baby, the 3rd, the 4th, the 5th, call me judgmental and bitchy, whatever. If I roll through your place and you got Christmas decorations up, there better not be a wreath hanging. The 3rd, the 4th, the 5th, the 20th. My grandmother's birthday was the 26th. I wish she would have tried to leave up some decorations. Talking about she leave up to her birthday. Trying to read her ass down, honey. My whole life. At 8, I would have... I'd have got her old ass together. You don't get that shit down. Just ridiculous. I'm January 9th. And I ain't leaving a goddamn bub up till the 9th. We on to something else. Like, if you don't quit playing, it's bad enough. You know, when it comes to gifts and stuff, my mother still do. Your birthday and Christmas, that's the gift. It's always about your birthday and Christmas. She just wrap all the shit together. It's your birthday and Christmas, you know. But now, my mother don't cheat you on no gift, you know. She don't play them games. Child, I'm going to go in my soapbox. Listen, I have this one auntie. Her birthday is really close to Christmas as well, okay? Very close. Okay, she's not an auntie for real, but you know I have a lot of like cousins and things that are of an age, and I just call them auntie. But her birthday is, I think it's the 27th of December. She's somewhere in there. It's right around Christmas time. But she was saying that at one point when she was growing up, and I thought this was the most horrible thing. And I could tell it really bothered her because she brought it up. You know, and she has said this story to me several times, but that one time she was given pajamas, and the top was for Christmas and the bottom was for her birthday. That is some ridiculous bullshit. And I can tell you that James would have probably given the gift back. I don't want that. I don't want that. That's ridiculous. And when we say, you know, people give a gift, the thought is what counts. It's the thought that counts. Well, I'm telling you now, you must not have thought much of me. Now take that bullshit and get on out of here, honey, and Merry Christmas, whore. I would have. That's just how I feel. I thought that was horrible, and I hurt for her with that because I never had that done. But my mom does always. She speaks of Christmas and birthday together. She does, and even for herself, she'll do it. She'll be like, "Oh, is that for my birthday and for Christmas?" And I'm like, "Mommy, your birthday is in June, and you will not force me to celebrate your birthday and Christmas together. I'm not doing it, girlfriend. I'm not doing it." I give my mother something for her birthday, and I give her something for Christmas. You know, she ain't slick. She be getting over, but she ended up getting big gifts twice. Which is fine. Girl, get your life. If I got it and I can afford it, she getting it any goddamn way. Anyway, but I said all that to say, you know, Christmas is over. When Christmas is over, I'm getting down off my soapbox, but boom, bam it. We're back. Let's go. But yeah. Lisa came right in the door reading, honey. She's like, "Girl, this house is disjointed, honey." She said, "Mary has such style, but I don't know, this house is disjointed." Girl, it's a mess. It's like, it's eclectic. Not Utah eclectic, but eclectic. Girl, it's given And that's how she felt. When she walked in, she was looking around, and I could see the music playing in her head as she walked through the door of Mary's house. It was giving, hey, Mary girl. Hey, girl. Hey. Hey, that leads to something. Anyway, so that was that. Then she started this. Y'all get ready to be mad, honey. I'm getting ready to say something. I ain't apologizing. I'm just going to go here and say it. She started and the sun comes down. And I'm looking at him. He bops his little ass on down there. I said, he bops down the steps. He traipses his little self on into the kitchen. Follow me now. Bops down the steps. Traipses into the kitchen, honey. And she starts in again about this girlfriend. And the gifts that he's buying for this girlfriend and how he had given the girlfriend a Prada purse for Christmas. He gave her a dog for her birthday. He gave her some other design or something. And it's, again, it's always this throwing out. You're a label whore. So it's always this throwing out of these labels. Girl, nobody cares. Everybody you're talking about, everybody you're around got money. So that's not impressive. Nobody cares. You're coming across very tacky. Very tacky. They all got money. It don't mean nothing, Mary. It don't mean nothing. And in the grand scheme of things, we see the designer labels, but you look like shit. You look like shit. You dress like you on a $15 budget. Your hair is always a mess. And you put shit together, it looks like trash. So, girl, who you impressing? Anyway, he bopped down doing all this. She goes through all this, and then he says he wants to be, because they're asked, well, what do you want to be, you know, when you're done with school? Well, I want to be a fashion designer. So I didn't see that coming. So I guess this was the excuse for the gifts or whatever. I don't know. It was just weird. She's like, wait a minute. No, hold on. Hold on. You said you wanted to be a brain surgeon. Y'all gonna quit playing in my face. Y'all are going to stop playing in my face. Now, I understand being all over the place. Lord knows I wear a lot of different hats. But my things don't range that far out. They don't. I do a lot of different shit. But no, baby, we're not doing brain surgery, fashion design. Somebody is playing in our face. And you going on, I got a question for y'all. Is there really a girlfriend? She went on and on and on about these gifts. That girl's changing you. He ended up turning on around. And he looked confused. He's always looking confused. He's not good on camera. He just looked just as confused with his little self. And then he went on back and they watched him. I said, bravo, Andy, you ain't shit. You ain't shit, bravo, Andy. And they watched him. We watched him traipse back down the hallway and boop, 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 up them steps. I said, now I'm asking y'all, and y'all can get mad at me if y'all want to. Because look, I said whatever I had to say about Brooks. It was what it was. Brooks is aggravating. Is there a girlfriend? Do you all believe that there's a girlfriend? Or is this just his close friend? Because I had a real close friend when I was in school. That was my dog. And I would have definitely, if you know that's what that would have afforded to me, I would have gave her a Prada purse and a dog and whatever else. And she wasn't my girlfriend. She was my partner in crime. Now I'm going to ask y'all one more time and then I'm going to leave this alone. Do y'all believe that there's actually a girlfriend? Or is Mary playing in our face? Down there to the church. See, that's that church shit. Leave it alone, James. Leave it alone. Leave it alone. I'm gone. I'm leaving it alone. I'm going to leave it alone. Y'all gone in the comments. Whatever. Throw whatever at me that you want to throw at me. I got a strong back. So go right ahead on. I said what I said. And my question is there a girlfriend or is that his partner in crime? Okay, I'm moving on. So in the midst of all this, now we're going to talk about Whitney. They talk about Whitney's party and all that. Mary, she will say, oh yeah, she likes poles. Mary, you wouldn't be judging Whitney, would you? wouldn't be like letting out that you think that our Whitney is a little whorish, would you? Is that what that she likes poles comment means? Huh, Miss Mary Cosby, who's married to her grandpa? Sitting in the pulpit. You sitting in the pulpit, sitting in judgment of Miss Whitney. When meanwhile, back at the ranch, you're involved in a salacious, damn near incestuous relationship yourself. Miss Mary, you might want to tread lightly, girl. You look real crazy. Girl, you're the clown of the show, I'm telling you. You are the clown of the show. I don't even know how they found you, but you are TV gold. Anybody willing to look this bad on TV, bless you, sister. Bless you. You're doing absolutely nothing for the church. Nothing for the church. And I have been waiting since this program started to see the Pentecostal church come against this program. I'm being honest. I've been waiting for the Pentecostal church to come against it and say, get it off of there. Get her off of there. Baby, you're doing nothing for the church. But anyway, and then you sitting in judgment calling people whorish, basically. I said, girl, you got a lot going on. Anyway, moving on. So then she decides she's going to have this luncheon. She's making these plans. And it's going to be, the theme is going to be the Met Gala. When I tell you that these ladies were up in these confessionals and in their little cars on their way to this luncheon, letting Mary Cosby have it. When Heather said, I don't think Mary even knows what the Met Gala is. I said, oh. Then Lisa said, oh, here we go, Christmas again. Because when they got to the little function, they had the red carpet and she had the little guy's dress. She said, oh, toy soldiers. Ooh, more of this Christmas theme. I said, they were reading her down. Reading her down. You're a clown, Mary. Anyway, moving on. I'm going to come back to the party. We had a sign, a little scene with Jen and Heather. This got on my nerves really, really bad. Them two. See, I can't with you two and y'all thing about black folks and black men. Y'all think it looks cute, but it don't. It don't look cute. And it makes me want to really like light out and like call y'all a bunch of bitches, but I'm just going, I'm chilling. I'm chilling. But it does. And y'all know I don't even get into the colorism thing. I don't even like to approach it because child love whatever loves me. I love everybody. You know, I love every different race. Whatever loves me back, I'm here for it. But this thing with y'all and this proclivity to black men and black culture, because you're coming across to me, Miss Jen, as a culture vulture. You're not black. And I said that before. You're not black. You Polynesian or whatever that is that you are. I think she's Polynesian and something else. Whatever it is, it ain't black. It ain't black. And as long as I'm on this, you ain't never going to be able to be conveniently black while I'm here. Because I'm going to get right up on here and I'm going to say it for my few little followers. You are not black. You're not. And you're coming across as a culture vulture. You married a piece of black peen. Sometimes you find yourself with black up in you, but you're not black, sis. Your kids are black, but you are not black. I ain't gonna keep saying it. Well, yes, I am. I'm gonna keep saying it. You ain't black. Sharif is black. You ain't black. I don't know what's up with him. I don't know how he could even let you get on here, but he won't even be with you. He don't be around with you at all. That's part of your problem. He ain't never home. I said, what the? And it bothers her. See, there's some women that are actually cut out for that. You're not. That's why you over there whining and crying and acting badly because he ain't never home. Because, girl, is there something that you ain't saying? Is there something you ain't telling us, sis? I'm telling you, though, your ass ain't black. How about that? Anyway, she started when she says, oh, yeah, Jen always comes with gifts and she's always bringing food and stuff. Well, that's because she does have some type of decorum. You ain't supposed to be going nowhere empty-handed. She has decorum. I'll give the hoe that. You know, she cool. She said she always brings snacks. But then when she said over there, you got all this Asian food. Talk about, I'm a brown girl. No, you're not. No, you're not. You're a Polynesian girl. You're not a brown girl. Stop it. Stop. And I would go for it if you was like, if you say I'm the melanated girl. No, brown girl. You're talking about black. You're not black. She's getting on my damn nerves with that shit. Anyway, then Heather made a comment about, yeah, girl, we're gonna get some plates and eat this, or what we gonna do? We're gonna just eat it right out of the containers. Yeah, girl, down and dirty, like I like it. So now down eating takeout out of the container is down and dirty. Then she rolled that right. She said, you know how I like it. Tall, black, and done. Mm-hmm. And then she immediately after that, the conversation transitioned into talking about a relationship. Now you done. That's what the done was. You done with it because it's tall and black to screw. But then when it comes to relationship, you went right to, oh, I was hanging out with a cowboy. Culture, vulture, black ping, vampire. Very offensive. Very offensive. I don't know if I'm being touchy, but I usually ain't. This type of stuff don't usually get under my skin, but they are getting under my skin, under my black skin. They're getting under it. Them two whores. Anyway, Jen then had nerve to turn her nose up to her talking about the cowboy. You like that? What's wrong with that, Jen? So you don't like white men? What's wrong with that? There was another piece in here. I might as well cover it right now while I'm at it. No, I ain't. I'm gonna get back to it because that already just got on my nerves. I'm gonna touch it again. Just hold on. They started talking about the whole little thing between Jen and Meredith and all that. Then Jen's ass flip over there. Now that she mad at Meredith, since she mad, she decided to tell Heather about the separation. I said, "Oh, you dirty dog." Said she picking Mary Cosby over me, then I'm just gonna go ahead and tell it. That was mean. That was mean and hateful. And I don't, you know what? If you knew about the kids stuff and you were carrying on badly like this, I would say okay, because I could say that would have been hurtful and all of that. But you just off the chain about really nothing. And later on, Mary was getting ready for her function. And Mary put it out there, and I seen it. I said, oh, both you whores are guilty. Both of you. Ain't neither one of y'all shit. And this is fun. This will be fun to watch. Because Mary is just as happy being in competition. They both have outwardly voiced that, basically, that it's a competition, basically, for Meredith's friendship. And they both are okay with being in it. Mary was doing the table settings for her party. And she was like, yeah, you know, because she was going around and around about whether or not to invite her. And she invited her, yeah, because it's my party. Given basically now she on my turf and I'm going to do her. You know, I said, oh. And she's like, yeah, Meredith's going to be sitting right next to me. It's a competition. These two goofballs are competing for Meredith's friendship. Meredith is a boring bitch. I can't even understand why anybody... She all right, she nice, but Meredith's a boring bitch. I don't even know why Meredith got picked for the show. The part that's in Seth is fun to watch because he's, and then when we see he be drunk, Seth be tore up. And Seth is fun to watch. Her kids is messy as hell, really Brooks. I can't imagine why they chose Meredith for this show other than Seth and Brooks. But Meredith is a boring bitch. She is the most boring one on the show. Period. Her situation makes her show worthy, but her in general, boring and dry as graham crackers. Anyway, moving on. Mary, you nasty. She was rude to those people who were working. They looked like they were parishioners at her church that were helping put things together. And she's like, can you all read? That's a major flaw. No, a major flaw is that goddamn wig you got sitting ace deuce up on your head. That's a major flaw. The fact you keep telling us about your son and this girlfriend that I don't believe exists, that's a major flaw. Shut up, Jack. Leave it alone, James. Anyway, girl, your life. You and Grandpapa. That's a major flaw. Da-da-da-da. Honey, that's a major flaw. Miss Mary Cosby, ain't. Last name Cosby. First name Mary. Anyway, moving on. They both are okay with being in the competition. Okay? And that's that. Let's go on to this here party. They get to the party. Baby, she starts doing this prayer. Mary's doing this prayer. And she all ready to cry, carrying on. And Jen is looking the whole time. They got this camera. I said, bro, what, dude? They looking at Jen the whole time. She doing the prayer, child. And Jen is like, this is some bullshit. She like, and Jen always Gary said, oh, amen. And child Mary was going on. I said, no, girl, Pentecostal, honey, hold on. There's 3 more verses to this prayer. Just hold up, baby. And she was doing, it was some bullshit. The whole prayer was, and Jen, her whole face, priceless, honey. She was giving, please, honey, let's go. Anyway, so that was that. Then you tacky. Again, tacky. She hollering prices and stuff over the table while the people eating. Oh yes, that was $8,000 a pound. Nobody cares. No one cares. You're a clown. You're a clown. Okay, so then they start putting their little things out and getting things together and talking. Now Jen got to go through a whole story because she's a narcissist. So she's her and Lisa, the 2 worst ones. Lisa talked, and that was a mess. They were all just looking. Whitney straightened her out and let her know, girl, I'm a lot of things, but I'm not a swinger. She's like, that's an inside joke between me and Lisa. I said, work out, Whitney. 1 point for Whitney. Whitney, you getting you on a good road to knowing how to read and stay classy, young lady. You're doing a good job. You just continue doing exactly what you're doing, little Miss Whitney. I was here for it, girl. You got Miss Lisa, honey. You got her good. That was cute. It was cute and it was tasteful, girl. That's how you basically had a purse with a long strap and you kind of swung the strap. You smacked her in her face with the strap just then. Kudos. That was 1 point for you. That was good. She gonna get you back though, but you got her today. Jen get to talking. She doing all this. And she started, and I was like, oh, I was different, and it was hard. When I was growing up, she gave me this whole background about her father, and how the father and dad, and how he was an immigrant and came here, and all of this. Okay, we got it. This is all why you've been acting so badly. We get it. This is the year anniversary of your father's death. We get it. So we all got to bow down, and you're going to walk our backs until you feel better. Okay, we get it. But then when that bitch sat over there and said, I was different, people thought I was black. And it was hard. It was hard. Stop. Stop. Stop the tapes. So what is it? Do you like it or do you not like it? You think being black is a good thing or no? It was hard. What's hard about it? Because you're not black. It was so hard that you ran off and married a black man and had some black children. Which is it? Is black a good thing in your book, or is black a bad thing in your book? I'm confused, and it's starting to irritate me, Miss Jen. Which one is it? Am I the only one feeling this way? I'm going to be looking at these comments to see what y'all got to say. It can't just be me that's noticing this. Right up underneath my black ass skin. She is really, I can't with her. And she's driving me nuts. She's driving me nuts. Sharif, come get your goddamn wife. I cannot believe you got her out here like this. It's crazy. Crazy. And then she apologizes to Meredith. And it was all strategic. Meredith, I hope you're not falling for it. Which is no real big deal, because she's going to come back after you again. But girl, you got one in your cap because your kids dragged her, honey, and then put it out there that she's a nothing ass bitch. So you got something in your cap to work with. But that was all very strategic, honey. She apologized to Meredith, honey, and it was the face crack of the day for Miss Mary Cosby. Mary's sitting over there, honey, and the last we hear before this went off, honey, Mary was like, well, where's my apology? You ain't getting that, bitch. She got you. Girl, she got you. You fumbled the ball. You thought you was letting her have it by putting her in your space, and now you got the upper hand, and she sat in your space, and she cracked your face. See you next week, Mary Cosby.